So how did I get involved or creating Speaking Wombs? There's something about being in a room filled with girls. I don't know what it is, but there's something about the way one feels being surrounded by girls. I know growing up as a child, whenever we would go visit, like in the village, because we were schooling in the city, and my parents would drop us in the village and would go back to visit my grandparents. My cousins would all be there, and everybody's nephews and nieces would be there. Everybody would be there, basically from the family. And I remember always experiencing a deep sense of security when I was just with my cousins and my sisters, and my nieces. And we would talk, and I was always the young one, so sometimes they would chase me out because they want me to listen to what's going on. But it was just that sense of just being surrounded by women and looking at their faces and hearing them talk that stuck with me as a child. I think, so growing up into my life, I never really spent, my adult life with girls. I never really spent it, in female circles. I was always with the guys. And as much as I enjoyed that, I did realize, or I did have times in my life where I felt that something was missing. That there was a sisterhood that was just missing. And so coming to New York for me was, I came with this ambition, I have my dreams, I want to do this, and I wanted to create this, and, I wanted to extend from some of the businesses or some of the ideas that I created when I was back home, which one of them was called the Night of the Queens concert that I used to host on an annual basis. And what I would do is I would commemorate all the women that I feel positively impacted society. So I would host this huge show, and we had the red carpet, and let the woman walk and just tell the world about who she is and what she has done. So it was very important for me to celebrate women. But I guess what I didn't realize is that it was also very important for us to have the dialogue. And so Speaking Wombs came from a personal experience, really. Like I said, I was going through a whole lot, and I realized I had to get in touch with my womanness in order to heal. And it had never been a necessity in my life. I was always fine being, somewhat of a tomboy. But then here I am in this situation where I'm in a painful relationship or past relationship, and I need to heal. And there's a call and there's a need for me to step into my womanness, for me to really get into that and to understand what it means to be a woman, and to just tap into the inner womanness, if that's even a word. And so then I met Aliki, and we just clicked instantly, and we're talking about, we women need to come together, we need to come together. And it kept on coming on, and so in different instances in my life, I kept on hearing, we need to come together. How can we come together as girls? No, we need to do this. How can we come together? And even though the full cause or the full idea wasn't really there, we didn't know why we needed to come together. We just felt there was a need to interact. Like the entire picture wasn't drawn out. There was just that inner yearning. And I think on a spiritual level, a lot of women feel that we need each other back as sisters. We need to be able to snuggle up with one another, like how we used to do in the village when you're sitting by the fire and you're sitting at, at your grandmother's feet or your auntie's feet, and you just feel so protected, and you just feel like you're part of something. You feel significant. And I feel like a lot of us women are at that space. You yearn for that sisterhood. You yearn for that. I just want to snuggle with you. I just want to hold you and feel you and embrace my womanness with you. And so we talked about it for a while, and it kind of just, it was in and out of conversation. And I had started a blog 2 years before that. I started a blog, Speaking Wombs. And the blog really was, I was like, women should be encouraged to step into leadership. That's what to do, step into leadership. And really it was the necessity or the recognition of the need for we women to step into leadership roles in our communities, in society, in the world. But I didn't somewhat think that it would go as far as, taking us into different realms of personal healing and seeing us in our own space. And that for me is what I'm realizing, the potential that Speaking Wombs has. Because we're here not only to have discussion and dialogue, but it's really to just create that safe space for all the women who feel in their heart, like, I just want to connect with my sisters right now. I just want to sit next to one of my sisters and feel loved and feel that sense of togetherness. And I think that we all somewhat subliminally know and understand that through our connection and through us coming together, it creates that ripple effect when we get to heal the world and when we get to bring in our fathers and our brothers, the boy child said, we somehow, because in order for us to understand our power, our significance, our role, it then propels us to be able to extend the hand and say, you know what, humanity, this is how we hold hands. This is how we heal. That's really what Speaking Wombs is about. It's about that sense of collectivity. And for me, on a personal level, it's really about being able to heal, being able to grow, understanding that collectively, that this magnitude, this power in numbers, and it's regardless of whatever it is that I'm going through. I know that I will not always have the answer for a question in my life. I know that there are times when I would need to run up to a sister and say, what do I do? And living in New York City, where I don't have, my mom and my aunts and my sisters and so on, it's kind of like I'm not expecting or waiting to draw back from somebody who's not there. I have to look around me and say, but look, I have my sisters all over me, all around me. And so this is really just that opportunity to grow into our oneness on a collective plane. It's, for all of us, the entire diaspora. I'm looking at my sisters from all over. I have so many friends who are from the islands, who are from the south, who are from all over, our sisters that we found here. And I have discussions with them, and I hear the common thread. I hear it, I feel it in my spirit. I feel, and I always say, we're the same. We're the same, I feel like I just want to jump in and grab the person and say, I want to embrace you because it's just that important. And I think this is my way of saying, you know what, hold my hand. I want to hold your hand. And I'm not saying it will be comfortable because it's never comfortable. But I am saying that it's a journey that we can take together and we can trust that we will be safe in this space. So I'm reaching out to you, the world really, and saying that together we are strong in every way, not just, we're leaders, yes we are, but together we heal deeper. The healing goes deeper, the discoveries are vast, the experiences are vast. We get to experience that. We really do share experiences, and so that's where most of our healing takes place. So I really invite you on this journey. I don't know what it will look like personally. I don't know what will come up for me. Anything could come up for me. Even just speaking about how this came about brings up something for me. And when I hear Aliki say something, or when I hear Tuelo say something, it's, oh my goodness, something comes up for me. And so many times I found that I was taken back into my past, and I was thinking to myself, you said one word and I feel like my whole life is in front of me. So that's my experience of healing. And so, it's that natural journey that just requires a leap, to take. So I invite you all to come and take this journey with us, Speaking Wombs. We can experience, what we can experience is beyond our comprehension. I say the universe is vast, and there's so much out there. There's so much undiscovered. There's so much untapped. There's so much untold. There's so much unspoken that needs to be released. And I think when we can create that energy together, we can only succeed.